pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. The three commissioners are here and Miranda. Same thing, if you're gonna be on Zoom, you have to be on video. But we'll go ahead and move right in with the approval of the board minutes from May 6th.
I move we accept the minutes from May 6, 2025.
Second.
Public comment. Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried and passed. Alrighty, so the first one is from the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority. It's just pretty much an update on a few things, what they're trying to do, and what they need. It's an annual report. The next one is, from Kathleen March, she's with the BLM. And they're requesting proposals on the Rattler multi-area road maintenance. I talked to her yesterday, I called her on just, cause that one road right by the shop down there. They're talking about putting a culvert and relays and gravel, so I didn't want to put no gravel down. If they were gonna come in, but they're pretty much, they're going up further, up in Rattler multi-west course, up above the road. I just got past that on. They got they're supposed to open up the bids, I think they're supposed to be in yesterday and then next week, and it takes 2 weeks to give it out.
Right, to award it.
Yeah. And it goes on and on. And they don't even know if it'll start this year, maybe they get 2 years to go after it. Next one from the Granite Headwaters Watershed Group. About an upcoming public meeting, Fish, Wildlife and Park and a Federated Salish and Kootenai Tribes are hosting public meetings to answer questions. Meeting will take place Thursday, the 22nd at 6:30 PM in the Drummond Community Hall. And the other one will be May 19th at 6:30 at Powell Community Center in Deer Lodge. And the next one is, Elaine, I think it's, come back here. It was a certified mail letter, and it's from Elena Daniel. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong.
Gideon.
Gagliano. Like, anyway, and it's on, telling us about Montana open meeting laws. Bunch of, something that Blaine can, we'll have Blaine look over, he's our attorney. And that is all we have on the correspondence. But we will have Blaine look at that and then see how he wants to put that on, if he wants to put it on the agenda, but wait till we hear from him.
Or it needs to be addressed for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree, I just want to, see what he says and how it goes. Well, yeah, I guess I decided. Blaine's not here yet. No, sure. Any public comment on the correspondence? So we'll go ahead, right into public comment on matters with commissioner jurisdiction. I had a call yesterday, Blanche, it's in your area up here, it's Jeff Abbott again, wants to know what, but I think the thing about, Paul, he talked about a little bit, and maybe the person better go up and look at it. Right now, we're just trying to get everything, kind of, trying to get stuff we said we get done, and then we'll go.
So this is going Stuart Lake, Stuart Lake.
I think it needs to have something done,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I didn't go, I was going to and I didn't make it, so.
Well,
But
he called Paul too, and wasn't Paul gonna go look at it?
Well, he did, and Paul said, right, but he wants to make sure that we shake his head. You can go ahead and put him on.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I have not spoken to Paul about anything on this. This is not, I'm coming directly to you guys initially. And I'd spoken to you guys about a month so ago. I think each of you individually about a month and a half ago. And it's not the Stuart Lake Road, Blanche. It's the Browns Gulch Road that cuts off of Stuart Lake and goes up Browns Gulch. So you go north from the courthouse there. You go up as if you're going to Stuart Lake. You go up to the top up there, and before you get to the gun range, the old gun range there in that Ross's house, you take that right, and that is 18, and that is Browns Gulch Road, and that's the section of the road that I'm asking to kind of have you guys go up and evaluate, and then I'm asking if there's any way to get some road improvement on that, get that road raised up and some gravel on top of that, such that the water will run off of it instead of collecting within it, and it just becomes a big mud hole, mud mess all the way through there and then down through the bottom, at least to the bottom down there, where before you head up into the gulch in and of itself. Since the last kind of conversation we had back, I think in December, with the legality of all this stuff, and since that road has been blocked off, there's much more traffic now coming down that road. That's the only way to get from Stumptown, if you will, or Tower, down through there and then into the Stuart Lake area and ultimately down Wyman Gulch. So we see a lot of traffic through there. We see a lot of side-by-sides, various people coming through there, certainly during the summer months, without a doubt. And a fair amount during the hunting season as well. So that my request is simply just, can we get some maintenance on that road, get it lifted up and elevated so it doesn't just collect water.
Okay.
And I was hoping you guys would be able to get up and take a look at that.
This is the road, this is where we re-petitioned it and made the county road, so, and
My
that's all.
bad saying Stuart, that was my bad, I guess.
Okay, so, yeah, I thought that we talked to Paul about it.
We haven't, I talked to Paul, I got you and I tried calling you back, but you didn't answer, and Paul said he went and looked at it and talked to you about it.
Well,
You
that
know?
was my conversation with Paul is a personal matter on my property up there, where I'm going to have some excavating done and a well drill.
Oh,
And that was different. That piece of the road is my road, and I do want to have some work done on that. The section that I'm talking to you guys about is all county road. Okay.
Yeah.
So just to make sure that we keep things clear and separate between what my personal stuff is and what the county road is, that's all I'm trying to make sure that I keep that clarity here. Given kind of where things are between the county road and my personal road. So I did have Paul come up, but that was to talk about some excavating to get prepped for a well drilling unit to come up and drill a well. Now I may have some extra dirt, some stuff like that, and I'm not opposed to putting some of that dirt down on that road to help raise it up, if that makes sense. But that was a completely different aside. So I did let him know that I had reached out to you guys and talked to you about the county road in and of itself.
I called him yesterday after you left me the message, and I tried to call you back and didn't answer. So I just talked to him, cause he knew quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
So I guess, he's not here today, but, definitely it sounds like he even said there's something, we're gonna try to have to do something, but we gotta get these others done first that are maintained ones, and then we'll have to start jumping to the other stuff.
Okay, and I guess that's fine. I mean, timing, certainly this time of year when we have the rain and stuff like that, it can be quite messy and things like that, right? You know, and we're going to be heading into the warmer months here. It won't be horrible, right? So, you know, timing, I think there's some time on it. I guess if you have other projects to get done and you're saying that, yeah, once those are done, we can do some work up there, then that's fantastic.
Well, that's the plan. I'm not speaking for him, but he was talking. I'm just gonna say we're gonna try to get something up there. Cause we got some others, people are calling in the same thing. Everybody wants everything right now, and then we got
Yeah,
stuff
sure.
first, and that's the way it's gonna be.
Yep.
And I'm not
Okay.
gonna be rude or nothing, but it's just, we all agreed and putting gravel in some of these that haven't been, and that's been a problem since when I was in high school.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. And I know you know and as you guys or if you guys go up and do take a look at that road, you'll notice that the road just getting up there is in pretty tough shape as well. There's some sections there that are pretty rough this year. So, you know, maybe Paul has some ideas about
He said he did, Jeff, so
yeah.
I must be
Yeah.
for him, not here, but I'll definitely get him again today.
Okay, may I make a
Go
comment?
ahead, Brian.
So this is, you're saying that there's more traffic simply because of our court case where they closed off that road and said it wasn't a county road and it's now a private road, so you're getting more traffic over this area. We repetitioned, we made it, we redid the county road thing, so this would be in my district, so I feel that he needs to go up there and look at it if there is a priority there that we need to go up and address it.
Yeah, I think, you know, when you come down Brown, if you're coming, I guess, west, down from the top of Browns Gulch down, prior to the changing of the ownership of that road, right, you had two directions to go. You could go right and go and cut down the right-hand road, and that would take you down directly to the gun range, if you will, down there. Or you could go left, which is the road I'm talking about, and that'll take you kind of more up on top, up around the top edge, and head you down into Phillipsburg. So when I say that there's more traffic, all I'm saying is that that bottom road is cut off now, right? And people can't go down that road. So all of that traffic that's coming on that road is going over that same section. So there is no other options.
It's gonna get worse too. More people are coming and more people know now that they, after we had the court case and that, it came out, the public knows more about it.
Yeah.
So, but no, I, again, Blanche can give you a call and go look and.
Yeah.
It's in her area.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate your guys' consideration and taking a look at it, and I appreciate, you know, I'm certainly okay with the projects and the timing, and there's nothing chomping at my bit to get that done, but I just wanted to know if there was a possibility of it getting done at some point, maybe later this summer. That'd be fantastic. And I just appreciate you guys' attention to it and in consideration.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is there any other public comment? Yeah, he said that one hole really sunk down, so I asked if anybody called you, nobody.
I'm a girl.
He brought it up to me once when I was in here, he caught me out of work, or doing or something, but get
Yeah, and then he called,
And
and
then I told him, yeah.
Who brought it up to you?
Yeah.
Oh.
In here one day.
Okay.
now, they left it be, cause I mean, so.
It was still winter time at that point.
Any other public comment? units.
So in a situation like that where he mentioned something to the effect that he would have some extra dirt that he could put on there. So would you work with him over that and,
Yeah, that way we don't have to haul
Yeah.
it enough.
Yep.
That's why he's saying it, cause
Yeah.
then it kind of pushes it a little more to get
Yeah.
it done, you
Yeah.
know, cause then you know you actually got something to work with.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking for him, but that's what most of it do is. If
You're gonna have excess dirt after you.
They're building that, it's nice to get rid of that, and that'd be a good place to put it.
Yeah.
We could blade it. Whatever.
Paul's been aware of this. Go with that.
Yeah. It sounds like he was out there looking at it.
if Jeff is still on? I guess we'll talk to Paul first.
Yeah.
Hey, what I'm thinking is you said you've got some road work that you have to be done and you might have some extra dirt that you put on here. That if we could work together on that, maybe we can figure out a time and go look at it. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna come of that. I did have Paul come up and we talked about kind of where I want him to excavate my area for the well drilling unit and just kind of looking at what was going to get excavated. I guess I kind of had the opinion that maybe there would be some extra, there'd be some topsoil there that's going to have to go somewhere. And I just said, hey, if it makes sense to put it down on that road and the county and the commissioners are okay with that, just put it down there and do it. But that dirt's going to be topsoil, soil stuff. So it ultimately it will just, when it gets wet, it will just be a muddy mess too. So at some point, some sort of road gravel is going to have to be put on there ultimately to make it a little better so the water will run off. But just to get elevated up, I'm certainly okay with that if Paul's okay with putting it down there.
If you just wanna meet with him and look at it, then you'll have a better idea, he wants to build up some water was off, not down. It's it.
So why is Paul involved with the private situation?
Because Paul does
Paul and him, he's doing some private work for that building that.
Okay, so Paul, this is Paul's
Nothing to do with,
personally doing this.
nothing to do with county.
No,
Yeah, that my stuff has nothing to do with the county. It's just Paul is going to do the excavation work for me on his own private time.
We want to try to get it out to everybody, cause everybody, once that starts, then they'll think that there's.
Right.
well, think of it is called transparency.
Mhm.
Sorry,
It is, it's just.
which I thought he was looking at it, as the road supervisor, but apparently he's looking at it in his private enterprise.
That's
Yeah,
correct. Yes. Yep.
Okay,
All my,
Just
and just to be clear and transparent, all my interaction with Paul is private interaction, private business, private
Okay.
excavation, and all that.
okay, thank you, Jeff.
Alright, is there any other public comments? Alright, well, we'll go ahead and move in a couple minutes early, but in the weekly report with road and bridge superintendent. But he's not here, he had a personal thing. This roller agreement, you guys look at that?
I didn't quite know what it was, is that what it is?
If we're laying that gravel and we have to compact it,
Yeah.
otherwise we're just gonna lose everything, and they gave us a pretty good deal on it, it just needs to be signed and we had to put insurance, which we wanted.
Yeah.
It's the same as last year, Glenn, but this one here is a little newer machine, and it's all they have.
Okay, no, that's good,
We agreed on it once already that we could get.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I told Paul, cause it got through in her lap, and he thought it was going to him to come to her, and it was a big mess, and it's not a real big mess, but like I said, he should have brought it in last week, and we could have just.
In situations like this, to get them timely, they should come to this office first and then
Or he could have brought in, had it on the gym and handed stuff, so then he can explain everything, cause we're not. Miranda's new, she's never done this, it's a pain.
How many days are averagely, or usually have it for a month? That about all you have it?
No, I bet you this one's gonna go, what are you telling me, let's see, it'll be, they get, so June, probably July, middle of July, end of July. By the time they get all that gravel away, and they said that, yeah, they'll work with us.
So it says 4 weeks, it's given us 4 weeks and that's the price at 4 weeks, is that a little bit of a discount or what?
I think the way they set it up, Paul talked to him about it, and he was getting them, give a little better deal on stuff.
Okay, well, so this 6,800 is for 4 weeks,
And that's 176 hours.
okay? And that's probably what we need it for.
Yeah,
Okay, no,
I think it's, we'll just have to make it work, I mean, if they gotta get home.
Yeah.
Well, you can roll it in next year's budget if we had to too, a little bit, since it's
Yeah, if we gotta
gonna be next year.
few hours or 20 hours or something that we want, cause I know once some of these roads they're gonna have to really, they were talking about. Bear goes, they'll haul again today, and then they'll stop home, and then tomorrow they'll start making and start, that's all they're concentrating, just passing it down.
Yep.
does there have to be a motion? We've already agreed on this, we just have to sign it.
Yes, I.
So just you sign it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm agreed. Are you agreeing?
I agree.
I guess,
And so like the hours allowed to, like, if we go over at 170, then we're gonna prorate or you know,
Oh,
will be a different. They're just protecting themselves too.
So what we're saying, we pretty much said probably 176 hours, so they quoted us on 176 hours, so if we go over, we go over, and then it'll be perfect.
That's just at 8 hour days is what they're probably going by.
Okay.
Like, I'm guessing that's probably what 176 hours is.
a lot of times it just sits there while they're, and then they go jump on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Fill this out on this first part.
Except.
We do decline because we did our own insurance.
Hmm?
This is their insurance,
No.
so we're good there. Thank you.
Always cheaper than your own insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
On solid waste, the day after Memorial Day, they'll be closed. We got signs, I'll put them out. Miranda made some signs this morning, Paul taking them down. We got her,
Somebody says they couldn't find someone. to Work it, the Tuesday.
okay, we don't have anybody,
Oh. Oh, who did you say?
this is, yeah, the personal, it comes up that you'll know about it at 11:45.
Oh,
I just can't say nothing.
okay.
So, yeah, I might not. But on, we got our signs for the dam, and tomorrow morning, David and, Bradley and Paul are gonna meet up there at the dam at 9 o'clock with Jackie, and we have our new signs, so then we'll be caught up on that for. So he's picking up bolts and stuff today, and then, Miranda's sending pictures over to Paul and where the old signs are, and just kind of see how to make sure we put them up right.
Okay,
Whatever. Hmm. I don't know if I spoke to tell you. You guys have any questions or anything?
about what?
Road. Solid waste.
Did Paul ever get a number for Meg or whatever for price?
I don't think, I never asked, but he never said nothing, so. I don't know if he has or not. Some of that, yeah, I don't know if they won't even do it, being there because tariff and stuff, you know, just gonna. I think everybody's kind of see what's happening, you know, in some of these big jobs.
That's why I just wonder, I mean, if it ain't bad right now, just buy it now, don't be waiting.
That's, I agree.
Don't, I mean, do we, is there a way that we can hold that much, or do we just gotta buy it if we use it?
Well, at one time we got a little too much of our races. That's the problem, if we don't keep using that, I don't know, I guess we have to see how it's stored, maybe it's different.
Yeah, but do we have any big things or anything to store it in?
Not really, because we put it in and we had it in that one big tank down there at home and set up.
Even if,
I don't get that down, you don't know more
I
about
mean,
that.
even if we use it, we don't use all of it, like if we do have a little extra, it'd be nice if we could save it and then we mix it in with our sand in the winter on like some of these roads like Black Pine and road where the,
Yeah, there's something to bring
where
up.
the chip seal, you know, the millions are down to help break that ice up.
And that's definitely something to bring up to them to see what, you know.
So we've not done that
In
before.
the
You ever done that before? What do you suggest?
Mix it,
Yeah.
not in the winter time. Cause
But
I
it
say,
works
I
in the
don't know
winter?
what the sand and something about, they said that.
It makes it just, it makes it a little heavier, so then like if it won't blow off, and then that mag helps break the ice with the salt. Yeah, state uses it, and all theirs is mixed with mag.
I'm sure it works, we've never done it, we just use it till the winter comes and go to the sand and salt, so
Yeah.
something to look into.
Always good ideas.
Especially when it's like that hard pack ice, cause it'll actually stick, instead of just blow off, be dry.
Is there any public comment on the roads or solid waste? Seems like they're going right along, you know, all over. Some of the roads.
Yeah, I mean, the roads aren't, they're holding up, anyways, ones I've been driving on out there.
Next, what, 2 weeks of Memorial, we'll see how with all the traffic.
Hopefully it's not wet for Memorial Day, or it'll destroy the roads.
I went up to Browns Lake and they graded their road in around Browns Lake and out. There's so much traffic, it's just big rock.
Oh, I don't, just tear it all out. Yeah. Wide at the lake?
Yeah. A couple inches of stone grass,
Yeah.
midnight there was more,
Was there?
yeah, down to the plant at midnight. And it was raining hard and I had problems trying to.
I believe it, so.
Yeah, it rained hard all night.
I'll run there too. How's the ground, how's the dirt? Is it dry, you got good moisture in the ground or?
I think
No.
so, I think it disappears pretty quick though, I mean, like,
I dug down post holes last Thursday and it's about that, and then it's just dust.
yeah.
It's not down that way anyway.
Yeah, my buddy up in Elmville, he said it's terrible there.
Yeah.
They were, yeah, I was up there this weekend with the Brown Lake camp and it's just dust bowl, terrible. Really crappy. 21 boats out on Brown Lake.
It's
21 boats were on Brown Lake Saturday.
crazy.
Not that big of a lake.
That's terrible, I left.
How's it going here?
Morning, Blaine.
Hello. Everyone's laughing in here, that's a good sign. Or was it a forced laugh?
Which
I'm
is-
stressed.
Forced laugh. Okay.
Oh, a few minutes early. We'll go. Is there any other public comment on roads or solid waste?
Yeah, Brad's gonna jump on too.
All right, we'll go ahead into the dam tenders report. $64.28.98 and 6.24 below full tool. What was we at? We're what, 30? 30.
website says we're higher.
What is it below full?
6.24.
6.2. This week, irrigation season, we're good.
Last week we were 6.12.
So you got 30 without a temporary modification this week, but
Then next week is, I know,
but this week's irrigation season, yeah,
15th, right?
15th, yeah. So if you going above the 30, then would be a temporary modification.
think with all this, we're supposed to have moisture all week. We gotta be going back. Boulder Creek is up about 5 inches. They really come up.
Flicker come up too there. Down there.
What's your thought?
We'd like to see if like the 40 and 45, see if it's right now we catch up to what's here. What's that? We'd like to see if the 40 and 45 CFS right now. We almost caught up the last storm, it was heading down and then right now it's right back up after this storm.
What do you think inflows are estimated?
I don't know.
Over 30. I think.
Yeah, definitely over 30. You know, I was looking at last year's too, and all of April last year, we averaged like 27 CFS. We got, and without the weather that we have now, it got right to the very top.
Right.
And then this year in April, we averaged 20 CFS the whole time. So I think we need to kind of get up or we're gonna have a lot of trouble there down the road.
There's still probably a lot of snow come out from up there in there,
Yeah, it's still snowing. We got,
especially with the rain.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
We're not-
this rain and snow have been fine.
I definitely want to go to 40. But that's just me.
Go to 40?
I can, send an email out this
They
morning,
find
yeah.
somewhere on
Yeah.
there too, maybe we get there. I guess if they just make a motion, we can ask their comments. It's up to you, I mean, that's just me.
I'll motion to kick it up to 40.
I'll second it.
Okay, public comment? That'd help quite a bit, huh?
Especially with irrigating starting, what, 2 days?
I see people are turning on.
Yeah, they're turning.
Do you have any comment on this, Brad?
No, I think it's sounds reasonable. We are getting to a point at some point here, we're gonna have to probably work on filling because obviously it's getting that time of year. But yeah, did you guys see I did request a report from Todd. Did you guys see that at all yet?
We haven't got it yet. I'll
Okay.
make sure maybe we get home, make sure we have it next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll forward it to you guys because I'm not sure he sent it out there, but it looked like he just sent it to me. So I'll forward it to you guys.
Oh, I
Yeah, we
didn't
didn't
know.
get it. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Okay, yeah, if you can forward that to us and then we can
What? Yeah, what you saying?
see what he said. Did you send it over?
I haven't yet, but I will. I figured he sent it to you guys in a separate email or something.
What's your summary of it, Brad? What's he saying?
Yeah, let me pull it up here quick.
Usually we always.
I think you're pretty much on track. It's just the snow's coming off is what the snow cell sites are showing. Warm Springs is down, or not Warm Springs, Peterson Meadows is down about half of what it was like even just a week and a half ago. So snow's coming off. Warm Springs is still up around over 100%. So there's still some snow at the real high elevation, but yeah, he's still showing that inflow should get up around 70 in June, but I'm starting to wonder a little bit if all that snow is coming off. But yeah, his model, he had you guys matching inflows through through May, and then in June, just, you know, leaving it about, I think, 40 CFS, and that was filling the reservoir. So I don't think you're too far off of that going at 40, but I guess I feel like at some point probably need to not go up too much higher and fill though too, but is my interpretation of the report anyways.
40 is high. I don't remember us ever doing 40 something.
Oh, we've been up to 45, we've been up higher than 45.
I think Todd Black's right on the 70 CFS. I think that's consistent with past years.
Okay,
Any other public comment on it? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Jump to the board. Thanks, Paul.
Well,
Or-
I'll send the email out and we'll let you know ASAP.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
I'll send it out this morning.
Just kinda watch too, I mean, if we start dropping quick, then we're gonna have to do a scale back, middle of the week or whatever.
Then we can always go back to 35.
Yeah.
Supposed
Or
to
we
be
could
rain.
go back to kind of match and then outflow if we had to, if we start
Keep
dropping.
an eye like you're doing, just make it.
Alright.
Thanks. Paul.
Alright, everyone have a great day.
Thanks, you
Good on
too.
Paul.
Thanks.
thanks, Paul. How many Pauls?
Lots of balls. It's a good name. It's a good name.
All right, we'll wait a few minutes here before we go to the county lease.
Oh, Blaine. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah. You want me to get my thoughts on it right now?
We got time, yeah, let's, close it for personal matter.
Or there's been possible litigation, man.
Oh, wait a second. We'll have to wait.
Oh, wait,
Okay,
you did see that though?
yeah.
Well, Montgomery.
Well, did you print the leases yet?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. This, yeah, just that hasn't been.
It's the same thing, just 5 years.
Right.
5 years.
Are they gonna be here in person, DOT?
Yes,
Who is it?
don't know exactly who they are sending. I've been talking with Joan. I don't know if she's the person, she's probably just secretary. But yeah, they'll be here soon. Yeah.
Yeah, can't even see Ramsey Mountain there. Sucked in. You're at the hospital, I mean?
No, not really. The oxygen project is done
Okay, good.
and the reception area's been done, so.
Good, all right.
Set at the Motel 6 window, you can check in and sit at a desk and like a normal.
Okay, oh, good.
registration, so.
Yeah, that was a good project. Nursing home's pretty full, isn't
We got 14.
it? Yeah, that's, yeah. What's full?
Well,
20?
basically we're geared up for 17.
It's all good.
long-term care and 9 swing bed, but that can fluctuate back and forth depending on the
Yeah.
needs.
Good.
Then here's the check for the lease,
Oh,
but we'll
Okay.
find out.
thanks. Okay.
Right, we're a couple minutes ahead, we'll go into the proposed county leases with Granite County Hospital District. The Granite County and Drummond County, come on, up front. Would you state your name and stuff like
Hey,
that?
Brian Musso, CEO of Granite County Medical Center.
So, little background, every 5 years, but by statute, we're supposed to put in the newspaper for proposals, we did that. And the only proposal, which is pretty obvious, is the Granite County Hospital District for both the hospital building and the Drummond Clinic. And so we have proposed leases on, basically the same lease has been in effect, but extending that 5 years for both buildings. That, from what I've seen, it, everything's been going pretty smooth with all the buildings. They've done some improvements and they're good improvements, so awesome.
Do you have any comments?
No, we're just certainly want to continue to lease the building.
Okay, so we'll do 2 different motions for the,
It can be the same, it can be the same motion.
I make a motion that we, accept the leases for the Drummond Clinic and the Granite County Medical Center for 5 years with Marathon Medical.
second, public comment.
Let's see, I think they, need it tested by their clerk or whatever, so if you mind taking those and
Yeah,
bring them.
yeah,
bring
you
them back.
gotta sign it,
Yeah,
chairman of the board.
yeah, sure,
And,
yeah.
Jamie's a notary, so we'll have her notarize, which you think on that.
I don't think you need me, but Sarah Graham, so.
Do they take it and then get signed and bring it back to you?
Yeah. I can notarize this, let me go get my notary stamp. I'll be
Yeah.
right back.
Okay,
Okay.
and then I'll take it back, Christie sign.
So how's things? Good?
Good, yeah, need more census. Normally this is kind of busy time of year, but for just some reason, it's just slow.
Hmm.
One of our major therapy referrals, said he hasn't seen it this slow since COVID. So, I don't know what's going on, it could bust loose here in a week, but right now, everybody's down.
Or any other public comment on the motion to accept the leases? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried back.
Okay.
Yeah, going all right though?
Yeah.
Good.
Or I'll be in there pretty quick, we're gonna start turning cows out, so I'm sure I'll wreck something, then I have to come get stitches or staples again like last year.
That's not good.
No,
No.
that timber, you know, or animals,
Mhm.
we do something stupid.
You gotta be mellow like me.
Okay.
Was everybody aware that we got full X-ray CT? And our lab does about 53 to 55,000 tests a year. And we only just send about 1.5% of it. We can do everything basically in-house.
Well, that's good.
How's the budget coming?
Now we're just starting to work on it. Finish March, so we got 9 months to annualize the budget, so.
Said the nursing home was full all the time.
No, it's, you know, it used to be in the nursing home, that whole wing, and then the hospital, but it's all swing beds.
Oh.
And so a swing bed, basically, people hear that, and think, what the heck, you get bed swinging from trees or something? But it's designed so that you can use that bed for
intermediate swing, which is long-term care, swing bed, which is Medicare A, acute care or observation. You can just swing that back into wherever, simply some, clicks in the computer that switch them. And so we're geared up for 17 long-term care and 9 swing. Like we can move that either way. If needed. I guess I could wait for Blaine out there if you need to.
No, you're fine, we're a few minutes ahead, okay, we're fine.
Yeah, the oxygen project turned out really nice, and Michael with TCS did a really, really nice job.
Did you put it through the rooms, right? Or some of the rooms?
Yeah, both ER bays and then all 9 of the swing bedrooms. So the whole south wing got piped and then both ER bays.
Probably they're hauling tanks around.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it used to be, had an ER come in and just like, well, man, no torpedoes.
Yeah.
They look like.
Where's that, where do you get it out of?
General Distributing out of Butte. Yeah, they supplied our oxygen for a long time.
And they're same place, I think their mother place is Great Falls.
Yes.
Same,
That's what I was-
same where I get my oxygen.
That's what I was wondering,
Hogan.
the same, you know.
Yeah, they've got big their house and fillings too.
Signs are very fine.
Special food.
Yeah, it's a 2-bank system.
What?
So there's 5 tanks on both banks, and one side goes down, automatically switch to the red one. And then the alarms, 2 panels, that lets us know that you
Switch out one side.
And you can silence the alarm, but you can't reset it. It won't turn green until the 5 full tanks are
Back on.
Yes.
That's a good deal.
And what triggered that is about a year ago, we had a very serious ER come in, very traumatic. Tire rim blew up in a guy's face and chest and everything. And right in the middle of that, I could hear them clanking and having to change an oxygen tank around. I said, okay, no more. Unfortunately, the person didn't make it.
Right.
Manure line line.
I'll fill it.
Yeah. Right there. Thanks.
You listen, you need that?
Yeah.
So 5 years starting from what, July 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's to a successful 5 years.
Is that?
Yeah, I motion, you have a
Thank you.
successful.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move ahead to the TCS Northwest change order. We signed it last week and we just wanted to put it on so everybody knew. And Paul and I both went downstairs and looked at it, cut another hole to put the sump in. It was a lot, just extra. The engineer changed his mind or something, the way I understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Little extra overkill, I would think.
so it's just that we've been putting them on, so we're on the same page. I don't think we have to make no motion accept it, it's just a change order, like,
Well, how much was it?
6,000.
I do a motion on it. Just to approve the change.
I'll motion to approve the change order from TCS for the sump pump.
I'll second that motion.
Public comment? Being done, all in favor? Aye. Very good. Yeah, I don't know where we accepted it last week, but we've been here in March, so
Yeah,
we all know about them.
So does this go to? Is it,
It should be in the claims.
in the claims today? Okay.
I'm thinking, well.
did you
it's not
sign,
gonna
did you
make-
sign that? Have a place for your signature?
Then
Set for them.
I can maybe send too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking.
Once he brings back those leases, can I get at least a copy of the signing pages?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
And then we'll go on for litigation,
Private litigation strategy meeting.
okay? All right, we're back on. Yeah, it's snowing and raining up there pretty hard.
Yeah. Yeah,
Boulder Creek, it came up, it was up a good 5 inches, Blaine.
I believe it. Yeah.
So this is the stuff for you.
Yes.
So he has to sign them. If you wanna look at it, if you wanna look at, they're okay. So keep your report here. Okay. Am I bossy?
No,
Just a little bit.
well, when they bring me here, they usually just have it all figured out what we
Yeah.
get. You do that.
Morning.
Blaine, you said you could have a monitor. Just kidding.
Well, everything now from the sheriff's office comes, well, this is Claudette, comes attached in the Zerper program. So that she's like downloading all day long. So, Ashley has a computer potentially that we can use and get the monitor for that. So that would be for the sole purpose of downloading video.
I was kidding you.
Is this Tom data blanch this fuel for the sheriff?
That's,
Or other
car,
cards?
yeah, credit cards. Gas cards.
There.
Not credit cards, gas cards.
Yeah.
Is that for the county as well too?
Yeah.
Everybody?
I'm gonna make, I have this, but I'm gonna copy.
Yeah, they have like
This letter
five.
from,
Do we want to bulk, or do we have bulk tank
Might be
anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Shops do.
I have it scanned too.
That's that, one bill for a fuel company, we had to have Larry Palmer put the right wire in to a gas pump.
Hmm.
That was on last times, but yeah, the pump was 700 and Larry's was a couple hundred. Gonna be a special,
Special deal for that.
the old one on there, was, I don't know who put it in.
Like on that com data one, you look at it and you see
Yeah.
where the sheriff was.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
It said fuel and
Yeah.
stuff, so I was just
Yeah.
wondering. if that
Yeah,
was
and each
fuel
fund
for-
is charged,
Man, them bits went up, looks like, the Scarfire bits that they screw into on the graders and.
All the carbide bits
Yeah, it's 3,300 now,
for a set
instead of just just
or a box of them or
a
whatever.
box of them.
so what were they before?
I think they're like 21, 2 or something.
Metal went up a lot though.
So when you advertise and like we sold the sheriff's car, do we take some of the money out that we got for the car to pay for the ad?
Unstable now.
Where are you putting it?
I don't know where to put the sheriff's car, probably wouldn't make budget, I could have did saw it. That $500 probably sold. I don't know where that.
Okay, that goes into the general fund sale of fixed assets. That doesn't go into his fund.
The sheriff car?
Hmm?
Sheriff car?
Yeah, that would go into the general fund.
No, I thought being, huh,
What?
Is it general fund, is that what buys the vehicles?
Because he's in the general fund.
Yeah.
So what is he saying? It should go back in his budget?
no, that was me.
Oh,
I just mean, I just not making a joke, if we sold the car, that you take some of the money you got for the car and pay for the ads. The ad for the thing are $39 or $2.90.
so, where's that?
Can you find the
Who paid 39?
meeting minutes where they decided
We
upon?
pay bills for
Maybe.
the
What fund do we?
No rush.
20.
Okay, we just got vendor. So came out of the general fund. And then it also came out of, this is where it came out of for 200.
That's general.
So, yeah, but I think it's our budget.
But I did you see the there? Yeah.
So. Right?
What's the question?
Oh,
Yeah, no,
we sold car, it goes into the general fund sale of fixed assets. It doesn't go back into the sheriff's fund.
Yeah,
I
correct,
got one
yeah.
into the sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
So we paid for the ads out of the commissioner's budget, it looks like. We did. How come commissioners had to pay for it? Just kidding.
Yeah, those aren't cheap.
Oh, we'll give you business.
Yeah. We know you don't set the price.
When was the filter ambulance coming back in?
We're gonna have them quarterly, but at least, but yeah,
No,
maybe
it's
that's, he's here now, I think.
Well, I see
Whenever
that.
Little John got back, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was back, he was at that health fair, but I think maybe he had a little bit more to do. But,
I just see they're spending some more here on the kits and stuff they need, but are they running still? Do they get their billing figured out?
Oh,
Filters.
the bird ambulance.
well, they need to use Soulstone and start filling. But, yeah, probably need them on the agenda here in June.
Yeah, that's what we came up with when Little John said he'd come in.
It's on the
and
next
get it
page.
back.
The government volunteer ambulance, they paid $236 into Soulstone reimbursement for billing.
Using Soulstone would be good. So maybe, if Miranda could email him and see if he can be on in June,
Mm-hmm.
Robert, that work?
Yeah.
Just update and talk about billing.
So like the Government ambulance uses the COM data too, which is good.
Yeah.
So it's paper ambulance, COM data, so they're using that. Airway kits and butter. What's the butter for?
What do you see?
On Peter ambulance,
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
MedTech resource, AIRR way kits and butter. Butter as in BUTT, yeah, butter.
Did Airway Kids?
A lot of training supplies for EMT training. $1,000
For which one?
EMT training
So,
out of Pembroke Ambulance.
and, I thought the other ones were only charging like 8 or something. We're putting on the train.
Well,
down.
okay, reimburse Little John for educational supplies, training and first aid and EMT training supplies.
Yes,
It's
supply.
$1,000.
What, yes, that word, yes, that is, that's why I was wondering if they, who we talked to, where it just says EMT supplies. I don't-
EMT training supplies.
What department is that? So we're paying for oil changes. Out of Drummond.
Sheriff's Office.
Oh, okay. So who's this LD Mystic out of Drummond?
And that JC Holland is it tires?
Oh. Says oil change.
Oh, they probably made, he changed their oil for
Oh,
them, yeah. I'm sure
That's JC though.
on highway one. I'm sure that.
I guess I didn't look at that, but yeah, that's it.
Want the whole minutes?
From that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Ready for it. Oh, butterfly bandage.
Hmm?
Butterfly bandage.
Oh.
I was going to say butter, yeah.
The fire airway kits and butterfly bandage.
Got cut off.
Might go out there, the heartbeat here.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, you had me looking up if they used it for air, it says do not use it.
It's butter for airway.
Do not eat.
I make your food go out.
Thanks.
Hiccups.
Oh, you. Gonna do the study commission?
Oh, yeah, we're 5 after.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on, I guess we're still reading the claims.
So you can come back to those if you want, yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and move ahead to the letter from Granite County's Study Commission, Gary Snyder, future study commission advertising position discussion, which is not matter.
Want me to give my advice? So you have 2 that resign. Blanche is just the ex officio, is a non-voting member. So you have Gary Snyder that's still on there. I would encourage you to advertise the 2 positions in the paper 2 weeks and see if you get any applicants. Regarding his letter, regarding whether he's chair or not, he cannot be chair, there's no quorum, so, they basically have to wait until they have a quorum to be able to proceed and then vote on a chair, and so, yeah, he's got to, basically have to wait right now until they get appointed, 2 members appointed.
So it'll be in like a few weeks and then the next week we can look and see what applicants we have. Right?
You could have a quorum with 2, that doesn't make sense to have a study commission with 2 members.
No, we held up. They can just go ahead like you said.
Okay, so, question. It's right now at a standstill until we get 2 people, so it's going in the paper and it's at a standstill because there's no quorum.
Yeah, would you like me to let him know that?
I think so,
Yeah,
and I think he can't decide whether or not they're going to be, they can't be, county employees, or they can't be within the last 5 years. That's not for him to make that decision. Cause he said he doesn't want anybody that's had experience working for any government for the last 5
yeah,
years.
that wouldn't be his.
That's not his fault.
You want someone that, reasonable on there, but, yeah, if they've worked for the county government in the past, I don't see how that may be helpful.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess, advertise in the newspaper 2 weeks and have it on your agenda for 3 weeks. I don't know if you can get it in the paper this week though, can you? To be,
Yeah, till noon tomorrow, yeah. Or is it noon
So
today?
we were gonna have,
I think it's today.
Let's see.
I would say next week would be the first.
we were gonna have, you were gonna do the minutes for us because Robin couldn't, that she didn't have enough time to do them. And so we decided that at the last meeting and then they resigned. So that's everything there is at a standstill, right?
Yeah, they can't move forward without a quorum.
Which still keep it.
Go ahead. Pilatowski, Keeper Mail, did have a question. You have to live in town or in the county for a certain amount of time to qualify for the study admission.
Could you promote, please? I can't hardly hear you.
He said that you have to live in the county for a certain amount of time to be on the study commission. It needs to be county resident. But this is the, countywide one, so it'd have to be a county resident. There could be
I would think you'd have to register to vote in Granite County.
the registered vote it wouldn't be the residency, but it'd be one factor.
Well,
to
yeah,
show that,
because-
Yeah.
They have to be a voter registration to be voted on. Wouldn't they
So,
have to be?
that's not a requirement to be a
Well,
resident.
what goes on the ballot it is, isn't it?
To be a,
Wouldn't they have to register to vote?
no,
So the person could be on the ballot and not be registered to vote,
correct,
so they would be able to even vote for themselves.
correct.
Really?
That's not in the residency statute, not being registered to
They
vote.
wouldn't get one vote.
I would assume they would,
vote for yourself?
Right.
but here now I'd just be, appointed to, to
So
finish the
like if
term.
he's interested, then put it in the paper and then he would. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, we'll, ask for, applications. Submit those to the county commissioner, to you.
Yeah,
Submit them
yes.
around the party.
Yeah.
So responding to this letter then?
If, would you like me to,
Yes.
direct me to respond and
Yes.
state what we just said?
Yes.
So let them know that
If
there's nothing going on
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
there's a quorum.
That there's no quorum, he can't dictate anything. However, you can say
Yeah.
it nicely,
No further action until there's a
no
quorum.
further action, there you go. And you can't make the clerk and recorder secretary either. It's not,
Yeah, you just can't act here until,
hand me some of them, please?
Oh, I guess I could have. I'm so sorry. My goodness.
sign them all.
He could have been signing.
I'm gonna go up and email the, agencies on so forth. On the back,
Say that again.
you know, email the agencies regarding outflows to return.
Few minutes
I
before.
wasn't even thinking, could have had that fine by now. I could have grabbed him from you. Oops. My bad, not doing my job.
I gotta know more on that other stuff anyway. That we're talking about. So there's like stay.
Bye.
Got a couple minutes and Blaine will be back down. We'll get going on you. Sorry.
What's this one? Bridge.
Yeah.
What bridge is it?
So it's info. 50,000. When you fall,
You know, we spent $2,700 on a bridge somewhere.
non-stock specialist,
Well, Paul signed it. Or his name on
what's it,
it.
Van Gennel Paul. So he must have ordered it. Do you know what it is?
I haven't looked at it yet.
Eames. Be a beam or something, I don't know. Or metal beams?
Oh, it's a culvert.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, there you go.
Culvert.
Well, it says bridge, I'm like, what?
Yeah, they changed everything, cause it was before I went to.
That's what it is.
So
Yeah,
why did we take it out of the bridge?
cause it's a bridge and culverts.
Oh, a
Right.
bridge of culverts?
Well, it went for a bridge.
Went under a
Culvert,
bridge.
Yeah, no, it's a.
Is that the, is this the one on Mullen?
Remember, I saw him and said you gotta go to Great Falls and pick it up, you can't get it on the zoo in the one.
You get, true
I
north?
thought we could take culverts out of gas tax.
Oh, really?
I thought we could take culverts out of gas tax.
I thought that was just gravel and,
There used to be a line item for culverts too.
we'll have to look and see, yeah. Well, I didn't know it.
Yeah.
I think we did take culverts out of there. I don't know, maybe they got mixed up where they.
Let me go just ask Sarah. She was probably remember.
I'm sure we took it out of gas tax.
I just remember we had two line items. And this from culvert, there was culvert line item and there was,
Sand and ground. Yeah. We're running this couple minutes behind.
Sarah's not in there, but
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you. Oops. Over.
You guys, I will come up before.
We've done a lot of gravel. But I'm thinking that you can do culverts too.
I thought, yeah, We'll ask her on the day.
Yeah, she's not in there, but we can always fix this later. You take our spot.
Alrighty, so we'll go ahead into Department of Transportation County Road Project update. If you guys state the name and what it's wrong.
Big one.
So you see it.
Thank
You don't want to.
you.
Have you want to just state your name and stuff?
I'm Joel Boucher with the Montana Department of Transportation.
And I'm Bob Close, I'm the district administrator. I was here, I think about a year ago, I don't remember for sure. It's been a little less than a year, I think it was in the fall. I
Yeah,
know I was late because they were doing cattle drive when I came up and I didn't allow time for that in the schedule, so.
Can we toggle?
Sure.
you'll be on Zoom.
Perfect. Well, again, thanks for having us. We just, wanted to have an opportunity to come out and kind of share with what we have. Joel will go over the map that he passed out. This is our tentative schedule of projects in the county for the next, 5+ years. But also part of this really want the opportunity for you to share concerns and thoughts with us and, what we can do to help the county out. So, with that, I don't know, leave it to you if you want to start on the map or if you have things off the map, you want to go first?
I just soon start on the map and then we can kind of come to spots, there's a couple of spots in there and we can talk about stuff that way.
It's all yours.
Alrighty, it's all me. Well, there's a handful of safety projects, as you guys can see, if you look over off in these back corners, a lot of these are just upgrades on some of the corners that are up there, just getting some signage. Just to kind of bring those out. That one is 26, it looks like. There's a mill and fill seal and cover here on secondary 348. That one's planned. It's not planned, so that's outside of our 5-year plan. That one is there. And the big ones are on the interstate. We've got currently going is the cable rail job. I think that ends right at the edge. Nope, I think that's outside of this district. So the next one is the Gen Safety project, which is the wildlife fencing that they're doing along I-90 through the Gens area, the Deer Lodge. Bridge deck rehab slide. The other one that's coming up is the bridge deck rehab. That's 25, that's this summer.
Yes.
I don't know if that.
I don't think that's leg yet. I don't know a lot about that project.
I've heard out there.
Yeah.
True.
That's the off system ridge. Is that the right one I'm thinking of?
I believe it's the one, yeah, right there, at Fair Gulf Road. So
Okay.
it's just basically upgrading the deck, bridge rehab.
Yeah, I
Just a
didn't
small
think it
project.
came out yet, we talked about it,
Yeah, I think it's
Funded this year, but.
funded this year, but I think it's late.
cause that's where they had that big conflict, we were thinking about trying to put that new interchange and stuff on it.
That didn't work out.
Yeah, the interchange didn't work out just because of the funding, and we weren't able to get that one funded. So then,
Well, the funding and the other challenge with that one is we were trying to originally just build a half an interchange for eastbound off and westbound on. And FHWA really was not in favor of only a half interchange. They don't like their traffic getting off and somebody pulls off the road for whatever and then realizes all of a sudden they have to turn around and go the other way or navigate on a back road someplace. So they've really gone away from supporting that and trying to get an eastbound. I think it was both sides, the eastbound on ramp and the westbound off ramp was gonna be really tough just because it's so tight to the river.
very expensive.
Yeah, it was gonna be,
Environmental constraints, space constraints, all of the above. Made it not deliverable, basically.
yeah, we were hopeful, but didn't get there.
So they are still looking at a fix on that frontage road though.
The slide area.
Yeah, keeping it as a 1 lane is basically what the
What
plan
are
is.
they looking at doing that since it says to be determined?
That we don't have a fund because it's gonna have to be state funds is where that's gonna have to come out. So we we don't have a funding date for that yet.
On the slide.
Yeah. Basically, what it's gonna do is gonna perpetuate the one lane and just have stoplights on each end and perpetuate that. Until we find a better solution.
It's, and that slide's coming all the way from the top and it's tens of millions of dollars to try to remediate the slide, you know, I mean, it would be all the way at the top, it would be a massive project, and as Joel said, that's the old frontage road, so the only funding source for that is state dollars, so there's no federal dollars that will participate with it,
I
so.
guess if something happens and it comes down a little more, we all better be on the same page, because that back road's gonna get beat there, because we had to pay for that last time. So that when they come off there and they go on the south side of the road, we'll, Mona will come back around, get back out.
Right,
So we want, we've talked about it before, but we all want to be on the same thing, because once they start with some bad corners and stuff, we might have to do a little extra. But right now, we just left it as is until something.
well, if I remember right, there's a pretty boggy area, like in the spring, doesn't a stretch of that road get down?
We lifted that all up.
Okay,
It's good. We replaced some cattle guards and they lifted it up, and then I'm not sure if it was Knife River or the other one.
oh, it was when Riverside was doing some work down there, that's right, they were doing some interstate work and they used that, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we lifted it up a little bit, or they.
Yeah, cause it was down low and,
I think it'll be all right, but when you start sending semis there's no room for them to meet. So
Right.
We're gonna have to really, I don't know what.
yeah,
That's just something we wanna make sure we keep.
It's an alternate to get around that.
yeah, there's a bridge that goes under the interstate. Trying to remember where it's at, how to describe it.
Very old, Jim.
Yeah, and it comes back to the,
Frontage road.
the frontage road, yeah, but it's gravel.
Okay.
It's on the south side of the interstate gravel road that cuts under, and that's where
Okay, kind of do that.
Riverside they were able to get an access break when they did the interstate rehab project.
They put down a bunch of millings, half of it's millings and the other half is dirt now, it's just, yeah. We just gotta really, we'll have to work together on that one for sure, if something happens.
Well, and we looked at that as a possible way to, you know, mitigate the slide as well. But, it'd be a pile of work to get that road built up to a highway standard as well.
I don't know if you ever could, cause you got the gas lines, they're that close to the road.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's just it works as an emergency access point, but it's definitely not where. Yeah.
So yeah, basically you cut under Bear Gulch and then drive all the way back.
Yeah.
Get all in trail, it looks like. Back to Bear Gulch. Yeah, I've driven the other side to look at it, I haven't driven the south side.
But yeah, that'd just be a case of emergency, but you know, when you think about it, they still can get past the slide. Just the people, there isn't that many trucking on that road anymore, you know, cause there's hardly any logging.
Right.
The mining slowed down, so I think we'd be pretty,
Not real high.
it's just mainly the people that live on that other side will have to come, you know, to get to town and stuff.
Yeah.
Cause otherwise they gotta drive all the way to Drummond.
Yeah.
To get back on, so that's mainly, it's mainly gonna be cars and that, person should be able to handle that.
Yeah, probably some additional signage would be the big thing, and then figure out the maintenance, you know, the blading of it. Maybe there's a way we can, if something comes like that, we could look at probably trying, well, it depends on when it happens. I mean, if it's gonna happen, I would expect to happen this time of year when we get a high moisture event, you know.
It didn't crack that much above, I walked around
It
there.
did move, it hasn't moved a lot in the last few years, so.
You can see down in there, but I walked that whole thing and it hasn't moved. This time, I think, cause it's just bulk.
Yeah, it's, like I say, I think that it's gonna be, although the last time it moved, we had a really wet year. And it didn't move, and I was like, oh, we got by with that, and then 6 weeks later, I don't know what happened, but that's when it decided to, because it was dry when it slid last time, there wasn't, the first time it slid, what was that, about 10 years ago when they closed it, there was a hell of a mud event at that point, but the last time it was a dry slide, so.
We're getting more on both sides of it than we are in the middle there.
It's
Starting
getting,
at the east
it's
side of
moving
it.
east.
Yeah, east is starting to come more now.
I mean, at some point,
It's gonna come.
it's gonna come down.
They just make the corner wider.
Yeah.
Push it over the bank.
Really do that.
Okay,
Those are the big ones. There's a striping project coming up to do inlay striping along the interstate, another safety project. That one is also not funded yet, so 29 or later. That's rail is on there. And then you want to cross study.
which one?
We had started that? I don't think so, cause isn't that tied to the one?
No, so we have a consultant. They were doing the scope of work. They were waiting for the final signatures to get that started. So that should start. So that's not tied to the Darby one.
Oh, okay, it isn't.
No, it's a separate one.
We're doing another wildlife crossing study, that's east of the fencing, right?
Yeah, 106 to 174. So basically goes from Missoula to Drummond.
Oh, it's gonna cover the whole area.
174, so it goes past.
We're putting up
Close to
concrete.
your lot.
It's just a study to, figure out where the key areas are, there's, what was it, a couple of years ago, there was they talked about the one grizzly bear that
No,
tried to cross however many times and kept getting turned around and
they're gonna
stuff.
spend millions on it.
So we're going to figure out where the right places are.
Park.
This is the one that was awarded a federal grant for the wildlife crossing studies at the same time as the crossing the line.
Okay.
It's got a federal grant that was awarded.
So the one at Jen's is fencing, and then are there gonna be underpasses then?
Not on that, but they're just doing fencing.
Just fences,
Yeah,
just,
using the existing underpass.
somewhere else.
And this, part of the study is looking at what other options we have through that area. That's one of the areas that they're gonna look at in that study. Is the Jen's area. I think that's part of how we got that. Go through is.
Yeah, that was part of the Jen's fencing project was we had to make a commitment that we would take a broader look later, the fencing project is a safety project, just although the elk haven't seemed to have been in the area the last couple of years. I think as we discussed last year that herd hasn't been, although I did see a dead elk last time I drove through there, somebody had hit one, so.
Yeah, they kind of broke off now, they're kind of, but now they're spins. Well, my question is, where they made them constant, when they get in the middle of the highway, then where the hell? You got their arrows so they know where to go.
Well, typically what they do, we're building a jump out, what we call them, so they get down at the fence line, and when they start running the fence line, we build a mound that has, so the fence is running this way, there's a mound that they go up on top of, and it's got a T-shaped fence. So they get to that, and then there's an opening, a break in the fence that they can jump off of. I think they're about 8 feet tall or something.
Yeah, I want them now, look.
And so that's what you'll see, that it makes a corner basically, so they're running down that fence line, they hit that cross fence, and then
Force them over.
they jump out and then can't get back in, so.
You're gonna have to build in for your cows.
Yeah.
Gotta give you a hell on this.
The one project that Joel did talk about real briefly was the mill fill on the secondary road that goes out.
340 acres.
Yeah, so that's on the secondary, and so secondary did commit to doing something on that road, but They just have to figure out what year they can fund it, so that currently shows outside, what we call outside the program, more than 5 years in the future, but there's a pretty good possibility that that'll move in to the program when we go through the process this fall.
I saw that they were corn at your, what, a month ago.
Yeah, so looking to see how much they wanna mill out, see if they wanna mill out, they're gonna do an overlay, what that'll do. So I believe it's gonna be a milling and overlay is what it is, but it might be milling, it's not the whole thing, it might be just portions of it. So as that project's being developed, they likely will reach out, and try to come up with an agreement with you about the millings, where if you're interested in having those millings for use someplace, if they haven't already.
It'll be pretty handy there, there are places they could just, once they cut them and got them up, and then they can just haul them right to it and wait to lay them out.
Yeah, if that's great, as long as we can coordinate it, we can have our contractor just windrow them out, and you can spread them, water them, and roll
Yeah.
them. So the closer road you can find, the better, because it makes it cheaper for us, and
Right.
it helps you, so. Just so you don't pick a road 40 or 50 miles away.
Now, we had some right there that could use it.
Great.
I heard a rumor that maybe parts of Highway 38 might be going back to dirt.
I heard that too.
I haven't heard that.
Okay.
But let me look into that.
Yeah.
We are looking at doing that in places. There, once the asphalt gets to a certain point, you guys know, it's easier to maintain gravel than it is asphalt on those lower ADT roads, so.
It'd roughly be, from what I heard, was like from the Moose Lake turnoff all the way up to your guys' lock gate there, or that Gem Mountain.
Yeah.
And it's a bad road. I just heard that here about a month ago or a couple weeks
A couple
ago.
weeks ago, I got asked about it.
Well, I haven't heard that, but let me find out.
Maybe it's just somebody that wants.
Right, it could just be a rumor, but
Well,
Tell you that.
like I said, the tough part is that, we don't have a lot of patrols to grade our gravel roads, but we do have a lot of, we've got a highway, there's a couple of these, in our more rural areas where roads were paved back in the 60s and 70s. And that asphalt is all but worn up at this point, so now you're patching patches at this point.
Yeah.
Or would we be better off to pulverize it, turn it back to a gravel road and?
well, they got paved over, there's all the organics in there and everything, there's not a road base to begin with.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
let's put some asphalt there. So.
Yeah, so, if we can do that and, even go back to, a double shot might be a better solution, kind of start anew, but we are looking at it in a few areas. I know there's a couple places down in the Bitterroot, there's one up on up in the Yak where when you got, under 500 cars a day using the road, it's the return on your investment for pavement. Pretty poor.
It's gotta last them years, basically. That's my point.
Let's see. I think I sent you an email, well, maybe it went out earlier this week or late last week, I don't remember for sure, about the speed study at Hall. That's gonna be coming through,
I did get that from Blaine, he sent that.
Yeah.
and we're going to be, there's a safety project coming there to looking at installing a speed feedback sign. One of those things, your speed is, please slow down. So currently, that's gonna be funded in the next fiscal year, but I'm not sure when the project would come out, but I did start the discussion on what all is, that's a safety project, so I'm not sure what all is part of that project, how big the project is, but I did ask, is that something that we can look at if it's just a couple signs, can we look at having our maintenance guys do the installation instead of contracting it? Maybe we could save some money and get it done quicker. So I'll let you know as I hear more about that. So.
Yeah, and then the county had to help a little bit, I mean, we
Yeah.
went to the pasture while the public's asking, but you know, we could help too.
Okay.
You know, just something that we can make work and get the signs and just that school and 2 new businesses there. Just need to slow them down.
Go ahead, Tom.
Whatever, but is there any, new information on the speed study down on the interstate? Mile marker down in the canyon there.
Oh,
Did they send a letter in January?
Well, we talked about it and then it's, they put up that warning lights, they have it blinking there, they were gonna get back and then, Chuck was involved with that. Commissioner Hinkle was.
Oh, okay.
And then we kind of backed out because we were trying to figure out is,
Reduce.
it's just that frost that comes off that warning water and I don't. You guys know you work down on the highway.
Right.
You get a blinking sign, they speed up.
Yeah.
Like it.
I don't know, I remember getting it, I don't know if we did I don't remember doing a speed study through there.
We might not have followed up on
It was
it.
last fall.
I remember having the discussion, and I hope I didn't drop the ball. But,
I think we went off with your blinking sign, but now we can look into it.
yeah, see what happened through there.
There's so many wrecks in there.
Yeah,
Make the queue on speed studies was about a year, so
yeah,
if it was last fall, I could still be in a queue.
I don't think we got there. I don't think we went to a speed, because it's one of those where a speed study really isn't, it's more of, it's a seasonal and not even seasonal, it's kind of a,
February, or
it's a,
End of January, February, it's that warm water and it freezes across, it gets off the moisture.
Yeah, maybe in the letter we didn't request a speed study, but just a reduced speed
Yeah,
through those mile marker, right? I don't remember what mile markers are.
2 miles or 3 miles, then you'll drop it down.
Basically from the rest area, that what, 3 miles towards Drummond?
Yeah, this where it breaks out, the open there, right? Just when you start climbing, I think it's 144, maybe. Yes, once you come out of the curves and there's half the canyon there.
Yeah, I think I know a strip of road you're talking.
Not the
Or they're
right.
probably fixing guardrail and jersey rail still right now from last winter.
well, one thing that we're looking at as an agency is we're going to some more, smart signs, if you will. You know, is there something that we can put in temperature? Yeah, like, so when the temperature moisture, is there a way that we can trigger to get speeds to adjust real time? And, you know, that's something we've got our TMC in Helen and now the traffic maintenance center, traffic monitoring center. It's where they can make changes to all of our feedback signs, the big reader boards we have all over, those can be done out of Helena. We have, it's, you know, I don't know, during the winter, I think we have 6 or 8 people in there monitoring roadway conditions, streets and stuff. So when you use our app, that's where it's all written on. If we don't do it locally in or in the Missoula and Kalispell offices anymore, we don't do our road reporting there. It's all done centrally now. But we're looking at, like, going up, Lookout Pass, we're looking at, can we have real times, you know, adjustable speed limits as conditions dictate? And that'd be another area, so I'll get that area added to our review of that as well, so, you know, that way if frost develops, our plow driver can call in and say, hey, got frost in these areas, we need to reduce the speed to 45 through the curves or whatever, you know, and try to get that. And those signs seem to have more value to the traveling public than just a static black on white that they see every day.
Yeah.
You know, and historically we have the flip up signs or the fold down signs, whatever you want to call them, say watch for ice on bridge. Well, the other day, last week I drove from, I put a lot of miles on, I was from Kalispell to Missoula to Great Falls to Bozeman to Kalispell to Haber to Kalispell to Great Falls to Kalispell. So someplace in that, it was 70 above and we had a watch for frost on bridge sign open. And I was like, why is that up? And I think, oh yeah, tonight the weather's supposed to, that was the night that it was supposed to get crappy. And I was, oh, so maintenance guys got off work at 3 o'clock and they know that it's gonna be crappy overnight. So they flipped the sign up. But for me at 5 in the afternoon, I was like, well, that's a weird sign to have up at 70 above. But knowing that that weather front was coming in, I know that's what our maintenance guys
Yeah.
did. But, you know, when you have that sign that says watch for frost on the bridge, you drive by, well, I put no value in it. So the next, if I was to turn around and come back to it, yeah, that was up when it was 70 above. And then if you hadn't been aware that the weather was changing, right, you lose the value in the sign. So can't remember where that was.
Probably like those, because they're the ones that got all the snow.
Yeah, it's been a Wolf Creek Canyon too. Oh. Cause that's an area that gets some crazy rapid changes through there, that
Long river there too.
yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of bridges.
You got bridges like that one there in Drummond underneath where they hit it, you gonna work on that this year?
One in Drummond where they hit.
It's on the west end of Drummond, where you come out to go to, you turn go, you see the big chunk out of it, they hit it, the guys are doing alongside the road.
They go west on the interstate, right?
Yeah, they were coming from the frontage road to go under, heading south, and had to boom up on the escalator, hit them.
Oh, shoot. Do we know about that?
They were supposedly turned in, cause they got called and they were shoveling the big chunks of cement off the road. Flat where it was involved.
We'll check.
Yeah, I'll look into it. I would assume,
Tattletale or nothing, but
No, it's good to hear.
you know,
that bridge has been talked about quite a bit, cause it's been hit, you know.
yeah, that's, I'm going to assume that the right people looked at it and we're okay, but I'm gonna assume but verify, trust but verify, if you will. So I'll look into that. I appreciate it. I hadn't heard about it, but, it seems like someplace in the state, about every day we have a bridge get hit somewhere, so.
Yeah, I've had something called on us, it's not our bridge.
Well, I
Getting
will,
lots of call on Blackfoot,
What happened?
where they're doing the digging along the highway and stuff down there.
you know, not a lot of calls, boy, all of the utility work we have across the district right now is, it's crazy how many places we have utility companies. There's,
It's,
the IIG is the big one that, I don't know what IIG stands for, I can't remember. It's a company that's securing corridors for fiber optics to go throughout Montana. And they're not installing the fiber optics, they're installing the conduit that the fiber optics can be run in, and then they're looking for people to lease their space that they've secured. But by doing the groundwork up front, you know, they're securing the routes to make it easier for the fiber companies to get from point A to point B. But, yeah, there's, I don't know if we have a chunk of road in our district that doesn't have utilities. So we've historically had one utility agent in Kalispell and one in Missoula that could take care of everything. And we've just hired a third one, but we have 5 or 6 people assisting them because there's so much work going on with the utilities in our right of way now. So, which is kind of frustrating, kind of irritating, but for the public, it's going to be a good thing to have, you know, if we can improve connectivity and have better access to the internet, that's a good thing for Montana. It's just a little painful getting there right now.
Right. Righty, I guess, do you have any other questions or anything? I guess main thing, we'll just stay in contact and we'll be able to communication is to keep up on stuff.
Well, and I'll look into Highway 38 and get back to you, we'll just have to keep in touch with the whole Bear Gulch, the slide, and what's going on there, just if you guys see something, you know, obviously our maintenance guys are keeping an eye on it too, but
I'm by there, down there every day.
yeah, if you see something that seems like it's suddenly moving more than what it has been or something, let us know. We can take another look at it. Joel and I both, so Joel's the pre-construction engineer, so he's in charge of getting everything scheduled and designed and stuff. Yeah, but we both live up in the Kalispell area, so we don't go by there a lot. If we're trying to go to Helena, it's typically through the Clearwater. Sometimes, if I'm going to Bozeman, my daughter goes down there, we'll cut down through Drummond and hit the interstate there. That's just kind of a pretty drive, a different way to go.
Yeah, if something comes up, we can call or.
Yeah. You know how to get hold of our guys here in town, so.
Yeah. Alright, other than that, I don't have nothing new. Well, alright, Scott, you got anything for him?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Highway department.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, for the speed study and all.
Well, yeah.
That's one we got coming, yeah.
Oh. Are you the engineer?
Well, I am an engineer, but,
Well, Chuck Johnson met with an engineer, he was telling me that he had the ability to move those signs out.
oh, that was with Aldo.
Without much more headache.
Yeah, 500 feet is what they.
And Deputy Beeler wrote 3 must appear tickets in Hall last weekend. Yeah, one at 79 miles an hour through Hall.
Well,
One needs to be changed. Somebody's gonna get run over. That's just my perspective, so.
we are gonna be moving those signs out. We can move them 500 feet, without a speed study, without, so in the state of Montana, the highway department actually doesn't set speed limits. It's done by the Transportation Commission. And so that's part of the study. It's very detailed how speed limits can get changed, but we can move those signs, and I think they're gonna be coming out here relatively soon, it sounded like, and moving them out 500 feet further in each direction. The other thing that'll come out, one thing that I'm almost certain will come out of the speed study is, right now we're going from 70 to 30, or 70 to 40 to 30. And so those transitions will get longer. So the 70 will get pushed out further, and we'll go from 70 to probably to 55 to 40 to 30. So we'll make that right now, you know, 70 to 40 to 30 is quick is what it is. You're stepping on the brake pretty hard to get her shut down like that. So I do know that's one thing that will most likely be adjusted, is get those to meet current standards.
It'd be nice to see and people, that does make a difference, the signs that flash with the speed. I'm sure they cost them money like everything else, but where the 30 zone starts, it'd be nice to see those. There's a lot of people don't pay attention when they're driving, right? And they see those flashing.
Well, we're gonna have to move ahead, we got a first call, the keys on there, sorry about
Oh,
that.
no worries.
Appreciate everything, right?
Those are gonna get
You
installed.
got a card?
I do. Just gonna take a little time.
Well, we were just talking, we might be able to figure out something where we can work together.
Okay. I don't know anybody that lives in the area that was not in favor of what you guys are doing.
I'll lose it.
I know, I'll hold it for you.
Most of the rest of this is.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, appreciate it, and be in touch. And
All right, sounds good.
give you a holler.
I appreciate it. We'll see you.
Is that good?
Thanks, have a good day.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Yeah, give me a call, so.
All right, so let's go ahead and. Go ahead and we're going into our quarterly call, discussions, all. Greens on there. Jackie said she might be on by the.
call.
So.
Must be any golden day.
This is our first quarterly call in Green now. And then we'll have that other. Other than that, it's going pretty good. Alrighty, go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thanks again for taking a couple minutes to chat with me. Just kind of catch up a little bit on what's going on our end, and talk a little bit about anything that questions you guys might have for us here in the region that I might be able to answer. I'm happy to do whatever I can to do that for you. I figure it's a good opportunity for us today to talk a little bit about the inspection coming up in this year, some changes we have had here personnel wise in our office, and just a couple of reminders as we kind of move through the year. It's a couple little things here and there. So I'm happy to jump in and start talking. And if you guys have any initial questions for me, or just let me know. Nope.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool. So I guess the first thing to talk about, our regional engineer for the Portland area has retired. I'd mentioned that kind of, I think our last quarterly call that Doug was scheduled for retirement. Doug officially took retirement end of April. So now don't have a regional engineer currently assigned for the Portland area. What we're doing is we're rotating amongst the current branch chiefs. So the branch chiefs have been in the region for a while. So we're rotating their regional engineer duties amongst those branch chiefs. There was an email sent out on Friday to all licensees and exemptees, notifying them of the current practice in the region in terms of who to send letters to within the region. So that went out on Friday, May 9th. So hopefully you've received that. If the commissioners have not received that, just let me know. And then I can definitely make sure it gets forwarded to you. But in that email, it basically says whenever you're sending a letter to us here at the region and Portland region, to please send it to the acting regional engineer. You don't have to specify the person's name on the email, on the letter. Just has to say to acting regional engineer, Portland region, same address as we're currently using for now. So just again, that email went out on Friday, May 9th. So just double check.
Did we get anything? She's checking right now for him.
Okay. And it would go to the primary contact that we have on record. So again, and it would come from a FERC.gov email address, re.d2si-pro at FERC.gov would be the email address.
Okay, it's right here.
You got a bunch?
Got a flag on it.
I don't see in
Came to
commissioners.
me. No,
Oh,
came to me.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Or they switched it from being chair
Yeah.
last time. Well, Blanche has got
I
it.
have it. I have it.
Okay. Okay, great. So again, just if it didn't go to the right person, or if we need to make sure it does, so just let me know if we need to revise our email addresses for the county, for the commissioners. If it is good, we'll leave it as it is. If not, we can definitely make a change to make sure you are getting timely notifications from the region. So definitely take a look at the email and let us know. Let me know if you have any questions. Definitely reach out to me. Just call me, email me. I'll do the best I can to answer, get back to you guys in a reasonable amount of time. But just want to bring that to your attention so that you're aware of the changes that are currently happening within the region. All right, so moving on from that, and just to reemphasize, it's business as usual. Even though we don't have regional engineer assigned at the moment, it is business as usual for us. Please keep submitting things to the region and to headquarters if need be, and we will address them as they come in. I'm still here, so I'm still working. Happy to answer questions or field any inquiries that you have. So again, just we're still here, we're still working, and looking forward, moving into the next topic, looking forward to the inspection coming up this year. So I'm proposing a date of Wednesday, August 20th. to be out there for the annual dam safety inspection, so routine inspection. It's kind of like what we've done the last couple of years. If that date works, just let me know. So right now, again, it's going to proposing August 20th, 2025 to do the routine inspection. It's a Wednesday. I'd like to do it that week because I've got other inspections. I'm trying to group everything together into one within the region. So if that works, that's great. If it doesn't, just let me know as soon as you can, and we'll see what we can do to accommodate everybody's schedules.
What was that date again?
Wednesday, August 20th.
20th
Wednesday, August 20th.
on Wednesday. It's on a Wednesday.
Not just that walkthrough again and check everything.
I'm sorry, say it again.
And that was just a walkthrough.
Yes, that's just the routine inspection in the morning. Yeah, it takes about a couple hours. Walk through, ask questions, similar to what we've been doing for the last, or at least what I've been doing for the last couple of years. It'd be a similar scope. Don't need an answer today. If that works, just let me know. But definitely let me know next week or two so I can get it scheduled accordingly. And if it doesn't work, also we can see what we can do about adjusting timeframes to accommodate everybody's schedule.
I think a person should just put it on and we know it's there.
I have it wrote down. Yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. Appreciate that. And I'll send out a reminder email probably about a month or more ahead of that, just kind of to do some final confirmation. As part of our annual kind of routine inspections, we do send out in that email of notification, we send out three things actually. One is the reminder responsibilities, and the other is the annual letter. So those are both publicly available on the FERC website. They get attached to the email every year. They haven't been updated in about 2 years. I think the last update was in 2023 for both those items, but they are both still valid. I sent a link to Miranda. I think hopefully I said that right. Last week or week before. And it just as a reminder, just to please review those and be familiar with the contents of the reminder responsibilities and the annual letter. There are a number of items in there that we ask the licensees and exemptees to follow in terms of what your responsibilities are on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year basis, and also in terms of filings, certain requirements for filings. I'm not going to go through it in detail now because we can talk about that when I'm out there. We can ask questions, kind of hash it all out. But just wanted to bring it back to your attention so you're aware, because there are certain things in there specifically like related to the annual monitoring report to DSMR. In that, one of the requirements that changed about a year or two ago was that we always require submittals of the electronic data for your instrumentation in an Excel format. That's across the board. We ask everybody to do that. It just makes it easier for us to independently review, independently check instrumentation at a project. So just please take a look when you get a chance to look through those. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Again, just reach out to me. We can talk about it during the inspection or beforehand. Either way, just wanted to kind of reemphasize that it's important to take a look at the annual letter on a yearly basis and also on the reminder responsibilities, even though they haven't been updated recently, but they may be updated. They could change anytime, get updated, depending on what headquarters does. So just wanted to kind of bring that back to your attention, make sure everybody's aware that they're out there and available, publicly available on the FERC website. All right, so that, and then my next item is just a quick note. I have received some recent submittals from the county commissioners related to the project. So that'd be the emergency action plan, the annual surveillance and monitoring report, the public safety plan, and the owner's dam safety plan. So those are with me. I have them for review. I have not finished my review at the moment, but I've done my initial kind of just just double checking, making sure all the contents are there. I didn't notice anything initially, but we're going to do I need to get through my final review once I get some more free time to get through all that information and get back to the county and make sure it hits our requirements and our guidelines. But I do appreciate you guys setting all that stuff in, getting it all done, sending it out to us, putting on our plate for review. So it's with me. I do have it. I just wanted to let you know that it's currently under review, and you should hopefully hear back from me when about just before the dam safety inspection on those items. If there's any major questions, I'd reach out to the county individually and ask to answer questions. That being said, no major studies at the moment I'm aware of. No construction to project at the moment that I'm aware of. So I think we're pretty good for right now. I know there's other items that are ongoing for us to keep track of. One of the things on one of the final items for me today is just again with the Part 12, the CA. So that's the comprehensive assessment. Just as again, that letter initial letter went out in December of 2024. So December 3rd, 2024, the letter went to the county. Just please, again, just take a look through there. If you have questions as you're getting started with that process, again, just reach out, ask questions, happy to answer what I can, where I can. Obviously there's a lot that goes into it. So we want to make sure that we're setting everybody up for as much success as possible to get through this process. So definitely, if there's questions, just let us know before you make your initial filing, and we'll do the best we can to answer any questions that you have. A lot. Any questions or comments?
I don't.
I guess with this Part 12, once we get this done, and how many years are we good for before we need another one?
So, yeah, it's a great question. The Part 12 is it's a 5-year cycle. So every 5 years we do these deep dives, and we do a dive into. We ask for an independent engineering review of your project. This current cycle is what we consider a comprehensive assessment. So this is the big one. This is the one that's really a little bit more involved than any other process that has happened in the past, because it requires an independent review of all previous studies, evaluations, analyses of the project. And so it does take a little bit more. It does encompass a potential failure mode assessment, a PFMA session also, and an L2RA, which is a risk level assessment. Those do take a little bit more time. But the good thing is the CAs are every 10 years. And the other one, the next one for you guys will be what we call a PI, or a periodic inspection. It's a lower level. It's a less intense type of inspection by an independent engineer familiar in dam safety. It won't be as involved as a CA. It doesn't have the additional requirements of a PFMA or an L2RA sessions. It's a little lighter in terms of what the review touches also, and it's all spelled out in our guidelines. But the typical cycle for a CA is 10 years, and this typical cycle for a PI is 10 years also, but every 5 years. So this is the first 5-year one. The next 5-year one will be a PI. After it'll be a CA again, then a PI, kind of like that. Excuse me. Yeah.
Wow. That's all I can say.
It's a wow for us too. You know, it's a lot. It's a heavy involvement for our office, our regional engineers, and also for the project engineers like myself. It does take a lot of effort to get through these, but you know, we've seen the benefit of them. Dave Kapka, who is the director of dam safety based in DC, you know, he gave a presentation to an industry. What was it? I forget who it was, but recently he gave a presentation about the Part 12 process. It's pretty informative. Those kind of sessions are helpful to kind of listen in on, to kind of get a sense of what's being asked, what we're doing, how time involved it is, the questions that you're getting from other licensees and other it's from independent consultants. It was pretty informative. But those things they'll come up every once in a while. I think the next one is probably during next ASDSO, so the American Society of Dam Safety Officials. I think there's a meeting coming up or conference in September. I think I don't really know. But anyway, just want to let you know that it is a lot. We are aware it's a lot. It's a time sink for a lot of us, but we're here to answer questions the best we can to kind of lead everybody through it.
Hey.
All right.
All right. All right. As always, do not hesitate to contact me if the county commissioners have any questions. Jeremiah has questions, just reach out. We'll do the best we can to answer them in a timely manner. But again, I'm here. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have questions. And with that, I have nothing else to say at the moment. So if you guys have any other final questions for me, I'm happy to try to answer it.
All right, well, thank you. Good talking to you.
All right, y'all. I will look forward to seeing you guys in August. Hopefully the weather will be nice. We'll see. But I'll send out a meeting placeholder for that August date, just as a initial placeholder before we send out the official one. That way it gets on everybody's calendars.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, appreciate everybody. Have a good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kareem.
Yep, thank you.
So it's every 5 years, spend a lot of money.
But that's just that part 12, and then you got the PPL, all the other stuff. This is just part 12.
Well, right, well, yeah, but every 5 years, it's just a rotation.
That's an 80, 60 to 80.
So
60 last year.
is our 5 years up in 26?
So we're doing the CA right now, right? Part 12 is the CA. And then 5 years from now, we'll do the P1 or whatever.
Right?
Yeah, the comprehensive
And then
assessment in
5 years after
26.
that, we'll be back to this part 12 CA one again.
I get mixed up
Okay,
on them.
you got it? Good boy.
I don't.
I entertain a motion on accepting the claims.
Oh, yeah. I motion to accept the claims for the month of, where is it?
It's the,
April.
You know what,
The monthly claims of
monthly
May.
claim. I'll second it.
Public comment. Is that on favor?
Aye.
I forgot to ask, you need public comment on the first. I'm trying to read that, I don't understand some of it.
This rules or responsibilities. Where do you go for it?
What did he want? I hear Paul was gonna take care of that.
What?
I think he was going to this one,
Okay.
so I'll check if he took them all.
What are we talking about?
The closure signs are solid ready.
Oh,
She made them, I put them in Paul's box and he was gonna pick them up when he come back from the doctor and then they could take them.
that's what our personnel matter is. Oh,
That's something else. No, that's why Scott come in here. I got mixed up.
what is?
So is Paul gonna stop by here today?
Well, I told him that the signs were there and he said he'd stop and get them. Well, now I don't know what he's doing.
Cause we don't have someone.
Well, I got those pre-trip books. So I can either leave them here, or if you wanna run them, are you going to Hall after this? Drop them at the county shop,
Drop them off.
I'll get the ones here at P-Bird.
Yeah. That damn spooks me. More and more regulations. we have to cover everything. I sure wish Hydro would help.
I think about 5 years. Really, come back to the table, negotiate the contract with them, then at 30 is when that contract's up. Then I blame.
30, they're supposed to give it to us or something in 30, is it 30?
Cause I think it originally started in 2001. When that contract was brought up, but then it never went back into effect until like 2010. But Wayne looked into it, like, I'm like, do we gotta go 30 years from 2010 or 30 years from 01 or whatever?
2001.
He believes it's 01, so 5 years, maybe we can just figure something else out. Cause that deal from 01 is not a good deal for us.
Absolutely.
It's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But if they were, I think a lot of it came because of that California deal. But it blew out, now everybody's paying for that.
Right.
So now everybody's gonna be tied down.
Who inspects, East Fork? The state, URC?
Yep.
For that one.
Yep, we're the only one.
Not with the feds.
I don't understand why you wouldn't have to be a resident of Granite County to be on the study commission.
I didn't understand that either, cause
And you'd have to be registered to vote to even be on the ballot. You can't be on the ballot and not be registered to vote,
unless you're appointed. And
but they were voted in.
but the ones that were voted in got out, so
Oh.
I think he's saying that the ones that had we appointed them. Boy, yeah, I didn't know about that, I didn't want to be registered.
He was even saying if you're not registered to vote, you can still be on the ballot.
We really don't do no, I don't make sure, it's like, yeah.
Right.
We gotta make sure we abide by this.
Well, we got 15 minutes here.
Right. I know you've been busy, did you have to get them pictures to Paul?
Not yet, no.
Okay, yeah, cause he'll be coming by there and then he can look. We got the signs to put up the dam, they're really nice. Tomorrow morning, David and Bradley are gonna be up there, so with it raining, they're gonna, Paul's gonna look and see what they need, pick everything up on his way back from the doctor, and then 9 o'clock in the morning, I might have to run up there, Jackie's sick, so.
What's
Oh,
wrong
okay.
with Jack? He got the
I think this electrician stuff going around.
the bug. Good, nothing serious.
Cause she was here this morning.
Yeah, she popped in.
So like with the FERC thing, we have everything up to date right now. Everything's in, everything's good. Our next worry is just 20th of August, he'll be in for an inspection. And then we start rolling the ball again, right?
And
Yeah,
that part
it's-
12 that's coming up, that's just not that easy, cause then we
Yeah.
have to find somebody that can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't use the same person, which I think that's BS. But
Yeah. But what do you do? Just like it's BS that my car's totaled.
well, that upsets me, that's a nice car. I wonder what they'd sell a battery for.
Long.
Oh, no, that's right, you can buy a battery.
No, it said that the way they said it, it'd be like 13,000 and then I still wouldn't have my car fixed. And I'd have to end up paying for the car.
Where do you go?
Well, there's something progressive. Something, but like the shop guys thought, well, if this
We
is
still on.
more productive for them to do it this way, it's more productive for them to pay me off. Because apparently they're paying 31,984 off. When the repairs are like 17, I don't get it. But he went through all this rigmarole
It's just, and then,
stuff and I just didn't understand. And when I said, well, can I buy it back? Cause they say you can buy it back for like 500. And he said, nah, you don't wanna do that because this is how it's gonna end up. Blah, 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 13,000 and you're still not gonna have your car fixed and you're gonna have to end up having your car fixed. And so,
I'd buy it back.
I would.
I take it right down here to this guy.
oh, really? Yeah.
I've
And
I've been through this stuff a lot, once, and it's no different. My truck last year when they wrecked it in Wyoming, they tried, I brought it home, fixed it. They wanted 30-some thousand, said it wouldn't do that, got it home and I fixed it for 6,000.
like even the auto guy said, there's things that have to go to BMW to fix. And they're
You're done with
like
the call already?
headlights.
Yeah, that's right, I know.
For headlights. I mean,
Paul helps speed it up.
I mean,
Something.
yeah.
Ask the right questions.
Yeah.
I'll ask one.
Carol wanted to just, talk to you before you leave
Uh-huh.
today, if you can.
No. Ain't gonna happen.
I sent the email to on the agencies on that, and then it was left if they have an objection, cause it's just continuing on keeping outflows with it. And then they emailed Carrie Snyder. It was
Have them
nice, but,
explain it to me again.
yeah, nice, but yeah, clear that. Yeah.
It's your right for
Oh, yeah, but he
Sure,
said
because
it wouldn't be feasible.
I'm too progressive, but sometimes it is, there's a clause in there, you gotta really look to see, but it's. We buy back all of our stuff, and then just fix it ourselves, cause.
What's that?
Not his.
My car was totaled when I hit the deer.
Oh, I didn't hear one.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
so and then,
It's don't look that bad.
It
I know,
doesn't take
'cause
much to total a
there's-
car.
I know like BMW and Audi, there's a lot like it, you gotta go to the BMW shop first. right?
But that Spalding. They got two great big places, one's in Spokane, one's in Missoula.
Yeah.
Guy can pick up that used stuff and then go on Google and look it up where the BMW is saying that costs that much, cause. We can buy that stuff, but. Side mirrors for my truck at Carl Tyler, like $1,300, you get them for $389 on Google.
It's like a basically wrecking yard where they buy parts.
There's
Yourself,
ways that, I bought all my stuff in my truck off of. Day, and then I went to, found a place in Billings, and got through
You gotta take this and read it,
it.
man.
Not saying, I don't.
Like, oh, you're right, take it.
An email.
Good, see Drummond won both the girls and boys in track.
For district?
District, yeah, and the boys should be right there at divisional. And girls too. Beaver girls did good with Montana. Needs more like throwers and stuff, I think.
I don't know how many kids bills for go up. track.
There's only like 9, I think, yeah. United States is calling me. What they want.
United States,
Maybe it's IRS.
maybe Donald wants to play a game golf with you.
Maybe. 712. Oh, leaving a voicemail.
Don't hit me.
Busy with the criminal stuff. It's like a lot of new felonies, burglary on Rock Creek there, Lower Rock Creek.
Really? They ever get the ones stealing our mail?
Yeah, they were the ones.
Oh.
They were, yeah, part of that, yeah. The mail has stopped being stolen since they got shut down. So yeah, Deputy Bella did a good job on that case. And
He's a good guy.
yeah, he's doing a good job with it. Then, yeah, a guy in Drummond's, but on probation out of Helena, wielding a knife around. I mean, and then the one you guys know about. Yeah, it's been busy. The sun comes out and
Springtime.
It's like-
Kevin.
They've been in their cave and everything. Down there. Tearing shit up. No, I'll bet you something for that. I'm not here.
Oh, Nicole from the Business Loan Division. That came up as United States, so I guess it's just saying where it was coming from, but it's just
I get so much
Just,
crap.
yeah.
From where?
the Business Loan Division. We have a loan for you.
I just
I
got some
approved. I didn't apply for it, but.
phone for $1 million. Pre-approved.
Oh, and also the ones that the IRS, you guys get the, or the help you with your tax.
Debt
Yeah.
deal or tax?
Yeah, that was the tax debt.
Somehow they got our house number and I bet we get 20 of those calls a day for
Yeah,
reduce your debt or spam
Yeah.
calls.
yeah, I don't wanna pick it up, just let the
Yeah.
answer machine get it.
Why our voicemails are always full.
But
No one can read us a
I
message.
guess it's so much
Full spam stuff every day.
Yeah, they're gonna,
I had
well,
8 messages this morning from out and don't have a clue who they are.
Right. Yeah, I got a few on my cell phone now too. They're starting to call every day.
I forwarded you that email from Portland Regional Law.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't pay attention to it because I thought you got one too, but apparently.
I know, no. We're gonna send it.
It's weird how stuff's going through though, 'cause it's weird how some of these emails you get and then you don't, so it's like, blink. Her just text me and stuff now, 'cause I might. One, I was $1,100 for a new phone.
It's
How much? 1,100?
crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I
That's why I'm
just,
still using mine. It doesn't work half the time.
mine,
yeah, mine's so full I can't update it.
I'll wait till it just
Yeah.
totally self-destruct.
Yeah.
You can still get the flip phone, Scott.
Yeah,
You can get them off the internet
Mhm.
for like $100.
I probably should, 'cause I don't take care of it.
you buy like a older like SE off of eBay, would work just
Right.
fine. They're smaller, I like the
Refurbished.
small one. Or I mean, this is the 12 mini, I like the mini. Like a huge phone in your
Mhm.
pocket,
They're getting bigger and bigger.
yeah.
Hey, on this letter, do you think that first week, does that mean to be in there? I don't know.
You guys letter, put whatever you want in there. Yeah, because you gotta, something has to come to your attention.
Okay,
And then, or you could just say, we're charged with the crime, instead of saying felony.
I did, okay.
Well, that,
It's,
coming up.
yeah,
Sorry.
it does say, are you guys on?
Do you want me to change? Yes, there.
You wanna go on?
Um,
They should in case they slip.
yeah, going off on the private personnel.
Yeah,
matter.
we'll go off on private personnel.
We're starting in 5 minutes.
And on that, we'll accept the resignation.
Resignation.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he waived his right to privacy and resigned verbally, but we'll send in a written, but you can accept it now.
We'll go ahead and accept it and we move
Yeah,
on.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
Public comment? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very fast. On that note, that was the last thing for today. We'll adjourn. Good job, you guys. Good day. A lot done.